Thanks to all our active patrons who have contributed a lifetime of $100 or more to reach Garuk Dong level status.
Here is the list of those special patrons in order of contributions.
If you would like to support our show, check out the CommanderSmiths at patreon.com. Welcome to CommanderSmiths.
We are the CommanderSmiths.
I'm Adam Smith.
And I'm Lowery Smith.
Don't worry.
We're cousins.
This is episode 220, and fuck, we got a huge episode in store here. There's a lot going on. So we're going to get to things pretty quick here, I think. First things first, because I don't have anything to drink at this point.
Uh-oh.
I have to drink. I have to open this.
Yep.
And I got to take a taste of this. So before I even open it, this is probably the fastest we've got. Oh, you're drinking it too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We're drinking the same thing. All right. So what is it? It's other half cheddar broccoli, double dry hopped imperial pale ale.
Yeah.
What is it from?
7.9%.
Oh, other half brewing. Okay.
Yeah, other half. I don't know where they're out of though.
New York, Brooklyn, New York.
Yep. All right.
So I hate broccoli.
So I'm going to let you drink it first.
Oh, shit. So we'll see. He said it doesn't taste like broccoli.
Well, then they misnamed it because...
Okay, it doesn't have a smell of broccoli.
I don't smell broccoli.
All right, broccoli
let's
cheddar.
See what you do.
Cheers, Larry. Cheers. Okay. It doesn't taste like broccoli.
No.
It doesn't.
Cheddar?
Nope.
Nothing?
Just tastes like a beer.
What the fuck?
You taste it. Tell me if you can taste the broccoli. I'm like weirded out because of the broccoli. This can is just
the picture
covered.
on it?
Yeah, the can with the broccoli and cheese on it. Like I taste something
on the back end. There's something on the back end.
Yeah, I don't. My brain is telling me it's not broccoli. Don't be broccoli. It's like potatoes are a thing where I can handle potatoes. Mashed potatoes, whatever. They're just, I don't like them. Broccoli, I despise. Like, I pick it off of my food, and sometimes it ruins the food because I can taste the broccoli taste in it. Like, if it's on a pizza, it's like, ugh, I don't want this anymore.
I like it now that you've been able to drink, like, bitter beer. Because that's kind of the reason why people don't like it is because it has, like, a bitterness to it.
It's just,
and that's why you gotta like coddle your children and be like, "This is good for you. You should be having it." And
cauliflower, the same thing. Like just gross. Both of those, well, disgusting.
Cauliflower doesn't really have the bitter, but
no, but they look the same. But
you just think it's like bleached broccoli. Or
yeah,
what?
Exactly. I was just gonna say it was in the sun for too long. Like even I've had like the or cauliflower pizza and like. It's okay, but when I get that taste of it, or when it's cooking, oh.
Well, so I guess we need to.
There's three veggies that I cannot stand, and it is broccoli, it is cauliflower, and it is any of the olives. So green, black, whatever olives, disgusting. I can't stand that on my pizza. Like, just get them out of here. Who fucking deals with that shit? That's not food. That's devil's food right there.
No, it's vegetables. That's all they are.
It's the devil's food. That's what it is. It's gross. I'm realizing my camera's off to the side, so I don't even look like I'm looking at you. I'm looking over here. I should be looking like that. I moved things around a little bit here, and now I don't look like I'm looking at you.
You would never get dessert at my house.
I know. Half the shit you post on the Discord is like, what is that shit? What are you doing? Well, I would say half of the time you do post crazy shit on there. You're hey, I took this leftover. I got this leftover thing and this leftover thing, and then I'm going to pile it with this leftover thing. And it's like three things combined into one. It's like your meat bucket.
It's called mush. And generally, it's pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, it mushes down there anyways, right? It mixes in your stomach.
Correct,
so you're
but it's all about the mouth taste and the feel. And
oh, yeah.
Yep.
All right. So we said episode 200. What are we doing on this episode today? We are continuing with stuff, aren't we? With new Capenna.
Okay, so we're going to be doing top 10 cards from New Capenna,
Capenna.
along with their commander set as we normally do, just 5 here, so there's a lot more to choose from, and they did a really good job. We have Stump. And who's the Stump person?
It is Ted, and we are going to give away a Triome. We just haven't picked the Triome yet.
True that.
So that is the giveaway with that. So
and then we have Staple Versus, which is it's going to be Adam gets Rhystic Study, and then I get Divination.
What?
Just kidding.
No, you don't.
I get Necropotence. I was like, a real card.
That is not what we looked at. I have no idea what you're talking about right now.
So Necropotence, 2 very powerful draw engines, and we will actually see what happens this time.
Yeah. What do you mean? This last time didn't?
I think last week was a blowout.
Yeah.
I don't think it was a throwout. I just think everybody else is wrong. So there's Meltdown is a very good CEDH card.
The people that voted for that really love themselves some Lowery is what it is.
There's that too.
But surprisingly, I think Ibukaki, who is always on your side with it, I think he said he didn't even vote for you. So
yeah. Yep. And then also there was a new Secret Lair released today that we're going to quick go over. Are we doing a breakpoint or look for the short on that? Okay.
Yeah, and we'll see if there's a short, because the shorts is actually, our videos do better just by themselves than the shorts at this point.
All
so shorts are just flooded with other shorts, so it's harder for those to hit. As our videos actually make more content. I mean, people actually watch those more than they watch the little guys, which is weird because it's only a minute long and you can get all that information in that little short thing. But
all right.
Whatever. So we'll go over that. It's just one Secret Lair, which is nice. It's not a huge super drop this time.
When are we going to do that?
When?
Where's it fitting?
Oh, yeah. I guess we normally have our 3 segments, and we can do that kind of in the news stuff. You know, we can do that right before we get started with
after Stump.
Yep.
All
Let's do it there. And then we also, after the top 10, we do have a couple specking cards that we're just throwing in there of things. There's a lot here, especially with the commander sets, and so there's a lot to probably kind of look at over the next couple weeks or so to maybe start picking up things, especially if they're commander played. They will go up faster than they normally do. So we got a couple specs there. We don't know what we're going to call it because we're just picking 2 cards, and we're like, how do we do alliteration with that?
You didn't like mine?
What was
the
yours?
Financial 4? You didn't like that? All right.
Should I do
Scratch
the whole Pink Floyd? Bong, 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 bong. That
Totally.
We're good at this stuff.
It's so good.
Okay, so we got some in real life games this freaking weekend. That was pretty fantastic.
It was a lot of fun.
I lost every fucking game, but it was really fun.
You know, when you go for that long and you don't win a game, you weren't even in a game. You were like taken out first. I really enjoyed the time where Zero attacked you with his Roll-esque, and it was like a 9/9. Then I berserked it and copied it, and then you died to commander damage. That was really quick.
Yeah, that was really early, and you tried to take it back, and I was like, nope, this is what it's been all night. Fucking just do it. I'm going to go do some other shit.
No, so notice that he's bitter. So what I tried to do was I tried to do it after combat damage because I wanted it to kill Roll-esque because I didn't have anything that was going to be able to deal with it. But it specifically states before combat damage.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And so I had to either do it then or not do it. And so
technically what we should have done was go, oh, you already passed that phase, Lowery. You can't do it.
Technically, yes. But I think you wanted to go make some pizzas. So it was like,
no,
all right, you're
I think I was showing the house a little bit to, I think Tom wanted to see the basement and the climbing.
You mean all your jarred fries?
Yeah, and also my doomsday prepping that my mother brought. Yeah, so it is.
Yeah, I mean, I'd show that off too.
But yeah, so I was just like, fuck it, just kill me. This is the theme of the night. I've been dying first, but no, it was fun. I got a lot of games in. There was I don't know, 8 to 9 games maybe at that point.
I got 4 in. I showed up I didn't even start a game until 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Yeah, so maybe we did get a lot more in than that. But we had 3 pods going at one point, so it was a good time.
Yeah.
So what else we got going on? I think we got to kind of get to things pretty quick because we got a big episode here. I think that's, but I guess we could do some announcement stuff. Wednesday, we are going to be doing the what do we call it? We're
going to be picking. So we are doing battle boxes for our patrons.
Selection Sunday on Wednesday.
Yep, Financial 4.
Yeah.
So we're doing battle boxes on Thursday if you want to watch that. But that one's for the patrons, and they are facing off. And whoever wins that
for
pack.
The drawing, though. It'll be for the drawing, for the Twitter drawing for Boseju.
Are we going to do that on the selection time as well?
No.
Do we just do it on draw it out? So the Twitter giveaway of Boseju is going to be on Thursday. And on Wednesday, we are going to have our selection process of where we pick from a hat, and then I get a person, Adam gets a person, and then they will face off, and then they will win both packs.
So you guys can start talking shit before that about beating whatever person and all that.
For sure.
So that is Wednesday. So that'll be live. Thursday will be live. There's drinking involved. If Lowery, let me rephrase that. When Lowery loses, he's gonna be taking another shot of Malort, right?
Yeah. I gotta get rid of that stuff somehow.
and mine's speaking of Lowery coughing, mine's gonna be a smoker's cough. So it's mayonnaise and the Jägermeister. If I lose, I keep having it there. I'm excited to take it because I like mayonnaise, but you just keep losing, Lowery.
It's just weird. Like the mayo makes Jaeger better, I'm assuming.
Well, we could kind of talk about you got your ass whipped by a bunch of girls. Got beat by me. There was 10 points I was up at one point.
Yeah.
And then you kind of rattled off at the end to make it at least look stats.
Well, the last one was a push, and I was like, I'm taking it. I got up to 10. Yeah. You beat me by more than 10.
Yeah, I think it was like 17 or something, like 17 to 10
awful.
Or something ridiculous. Yeah. So hopefully that doesn't happen this week because the battle box, if you guys don't know how that's going to work, is whoever wins those matchups gets both packs and up the top 5 cards.
It's a double or nothing thing.
Yeah. So, all right. So that is that. Let's just get into tag stuff because I don't think there's anything else. Okay. We had the games and all that. We had a lot of games that we played. There was a lot of fun stuff, but we just got a big episode here. So, you guys can, I should get to my buttons before I actually start introducing stuff. Oh, I'm already there. You guys can become a patron like our 2 new patrons this week. We have Matthew Hopkins and Anna. Is that your sister-in-law that's I gotta turn this up. Let's do that.
Welcome to a meat forest.
That sounds like a fairy tale of a meat forest.
Thank you guys for becoming a patron. You guys can become a patron just like these 2.
Thank you.
$1 gets you into the Discord and gets you the shout out and all that stuff, Discord chat and all that. $5 or more gets you proxies each month if you so choose. The more you move up in the tiers, the more you get, or foils if you want those as well. Also automatically enters you into like the battle boxes that we're doing here later this week. And everything that you guys give us that just helps us promote and be able to do these giveaways and all that stuff. And by the way, the giveaway is because we fucking shattered the record, not this last month, the month before. So it's, this one was a little bit down. What did we do, Lowery?
I don't know.
They all left us. So that just helps us out, keep creating more content and all that stuff. So we really appreciate everything that you guys are doing, make this expand and everything like that. If you can't or don't want to, if you're just like, I like you guys, but not that much, you guys can just jump on YouTube and subscribe there. That is the free way to support the show. Subscribe, watch some of our videos. We have quite a few videos going on all the time every week. We have 2 videos going bi-weekly, twice a week, which is curated MTG.
Yep.
And curated MTG. This was an interesting one on Monday when I first was watching it. I was like, or I saw
the card. Is that interesting? Like I said, it means like I don't actually like that one, or like I just didn't know it existed.
Both. Well, you sent it over like, here's the curated, and I was like, I double checked to make sure. I was like, that's your curated. And then I watched the video. I was like, okay, I get it. So what was your curated for Monday of this week?
Freyalise Supplicant, which is a creature that can tap itself. You sacrifice a red or white creature. and then it will deal damage equal to half the amount of the sacrificed creature's power, rounded down. And it's interesting. That's all it is. It's in 28 EDH rec decks, so it's not used at all. I guarantee you, everybody that watched that went, I didn't even know that's a card.
That's 28 decks more than it should be in. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
It's a card that intrigues me. I've never used it, but like I think it's super interesting. So I'm glad it's a card. I just wanted to show the world, at least the 20 people that have watched it. So that's not the world, but
it's 20 of them.
You know,
and every 20. One of them was like, "That was a minute I need to get back," and I'm just kidding.
We're in trouble.
No, the hard part with that
people are going to unsubscribe because of it.
Yeah, it's the halving of the power. Like if it was just like sacrifice and deal the damage, it's like halving it. I was like, fuck. I mean, your 1/1s is it just doing one? Is it rounded down or up?
It is down. Remember? So yeah, the 1/1s become 0.
So it's a free sack outlet, but for color specific creatures. So that's where I was just like, what? But you had
it's a lot of work.
You had some good commander suggestions that would use it. So
I'm just surprised that it was in 28. I can see like maybe a couple hundred.
Yeah. Wait, is it any target too?
The creature player, but I'm sure it's probably any target updated.
I mean, if it were better, I'd put it in my Kiri deck because it fits the colors, but
if it was better. Well, if somebody, that's not bad. Like if somebody was like, people were going to try and kill a Kiri, and a Kiri's huge, just
then you
off it,
hit them in the face. Yeah, it's like a built on fling, but half.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, halfling.
Halfling.
Like
it's a halfling. Yeah, dang it. That's what I was going with. All right, so that's curated. You had Fridays. Do you remember Fridays by chance? No. Check it out. Fridays a curated MTG.
It did all right. Yeah. Oh. Actually, I like this one. Good. It's Protective Sphere.
Oh, yeah. The pay one life.
So you pay 1 and 1 life, and then you can protect or you can prevent all damage from a colored source of the mana that you used. And it's a white enchantment for white and 2 colorless. Like it goes really well in like Kenrith. It goes really well in those 5 color like creature decks. I think it's a really cool card.
Yeah,
it should also be used more.
Yeah, that one I like better.
A few more people saw that one.
Dude, I have to say, I can't get over. My head is doing the like. It's broccoli. It just tastes like a normal beer, but in my head, every time I drink it, I'm like, I'm gonna hate this. I'm gonna hate this.
You're fine. What? No, that's very similar to when I did St. Patrick's Day over at your place with you and Cindy. And you guys did green macaroni and cheese, and I was like, "This is fucking weird. Green. This is awful." It tasted like it was mac and cheese,
but it was green.
It was green. I was kind of like a little queasy.
This is fucking weird. All right, so that was curated MTG twice a week. You guys check that out. The biggest thing with those shorts is you watch them and give them a like. You guys can make those go viral just by watching those and giving them a like, because we have enough of you out there that even if a fourth of you did it, they would hit the shorts feed and all that fun stuff. So.
And that helps us out.
So that is that. We have normally Spotlight. We didn't do Spotlight last week because we did the battle boxes. Check out the battle boxes. It was brutal. Somebody got 2 Obnixiluses in the first 2 packs and then got a Vivian in the next pack. That was pretty good to start off. But yeah, so check those out. We have a lot of pack openings, box openings. Those are a lot of times live. A lot of shorts out there. I did jump back into Proxy Time, which is on Sundays at 9 o'clock. This last week I did, or it was yesterday for me at this point, but it was Skull Clamp as a request from Ibukaki. So I did 2 arts with that, and Renshai was on at the time, and he said, you should do a GIMP mask. So there's a GIMP mask art of Skull Clamp that we worked on.
If you didn't know you needed it, now you do know you need it.
It's pretty fantastic. I did like a whole effect with plastic wrapping, so it's like he's wrapped up. It just fits perfect. It's awesome. I do have a regular version of the Skull Clamp as well. Didn't realize Skull Clamp was now like a $10 plus card. That took me by surprise. And then did the 2 arts of Boseiju, so it's the ones that you guys know of, but made them both full arts of that. So that was Proxy Time. That is live on Sundays. And there's a bunch of other stuff. We have Breakpoint stuff. We're going to talk about the Secret Lair stuff here in a little bit. So there are other videos like that. So that's a big thing with YouTube. Check it out. You guys can also follow us on Twitter. You'll see all the notifications of all those videos. And then you can direct message us there, or you can direct message us CommanderSmiths@gmail.com. Yes, I did that all right. At gmail.com, and that's where you can send the suggestions for this. It's time for everyone's favorite game show, Stump the Smiths. No.
What?
It's time for everyone's favorite game show.
I know what it is. I just don't know the name.
Yes.
Oh, that one.
Yes.
All right.
I mean,
it's my favorite game. Can we change the name of it? Not Stump the Smith, but I know what it is. I just don't know the name.
We probably could. We just have to get we might have to have both hashtags in there now at this point. I know what it is. I just don't know the name. It actually kind of fits perfect. Then it doesn't seem like you're being cocky or anything like that. It's just,
right.
It's more...
Right. I didn't name this game at all. But let's just keep running with it.
But that doesn't work anymore.
I've felt like I've done really well, like one run during the 8 months we've been doing this so far.
All right, if you guys don't know how this game works, I'm going to read the flavor text of a card, and Larry's going to try to guess the card by asking yes or no questions. Every yes, you'll hear this.
Hello, boobies.
Every no, you'll hear this.
Wrong, 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 wrong.
If he gets 5 wrong guesses, he will be considered stumped, and our stumper will win the prize. And right now it is a Triumph. We don't know which one yet, but we will pick one here shortly. And what else do we got there? You will get up to 3 clues. And if you can guess everything about the card but can't get what the name of the card is, you will get the initials. What was our bonus? How did we do that bonus part?
You just add in all, like, there is a way for me to be able to...
Oh, if you have an extra clue left over, that is it. If you get to get in the initials and you still have an extra clue left over, then you can get a bonus clue that should help give it away a little bit more. Maybe breaking down the words and all that stuff. If you guys don't remember, also 5,000 EDH rec decks or more it needs to be in. And here we go. Lucy has chased every ball, chewed every stick, and rolled in every puddle. She lay down in the sun, content at last. Lucy had chased every ball, chewed every stick, and rolled in every puddle. She lay down in the sun, content at last.
All right. I have a pretty good idea of where this is from. This is, I believe, this is going to be a Secret Lair, the one with the dogs in it. Not a thing yet.
And I guess you're just talking out loud.
Yeah, not just talking out loud. So the question ends up being, like, what was there? There was Dig Through Time, Rest in Peace, Swords. No, there wasn't Swords of Plowshare. That was the Yargle one. All right, Rest in Peace, Dig Through Time, and there's a couple others. Swiftfoot Boots, or maybe Lightning Greaves, one of those two. Like, that'd be sad if this is Rest in Peace, right? Just fucking...
Why is that?
Talking about a dog dying. All right. I think it's from there. Let's is this from the doggy version of Secret Lair?
Hello, boobies.
All right. I'll take a clue, please.
The art of this flavor features a dog on its back in a tholos. Do you know what a tholos is?
A tholos?
Yeah.
Or a folos. Like TH or an F?
TH.
I got this head cold. I can't really hear.
TH. Tholos.
Tholos? I do not know what a tholos is.
Let's see. It is
it a Spanish Thanos?
It is a round structure, usually built upon a couple of steps, a podium, with a ring of columns supported by a domed roof.
Is. Oh, that's sad. All right. Well, is it Rest in Peace?
Hello, boobies.
Sad, fucking sad.
No, the thing is in the picture, it's not that it's going like it's dying. It's just like tired,
Resting
and laying
in
down.
peace. Just resting.
No.
Just giving a rest.
Just-
I mean, that was my
just
first
resting.
reaction or my first thought. Did I say that out loud
Yeah.
though? That it was like, I think it's rest in peace.
Not rest in peace. No, you said you think it's from the Secret Lair.
I
and
said
you
dig
named
through time.
Dig Through Time, and then you said rest in peace, and I was like,
Rest in peace was my first thought.
yeah.
Like, and I was just like, oh, that's sad. All right. Well,
Give us
good
that
try,
card.
Ted.
You know what,
I'm,
Ted?
You thought you had your trick there. You thought it was just like that extra secret layer, and I wouldn't know that shit. Boom. Got it.
Now you know what you need to do, Ted, is you got to sign the Secret Lair Rest in Peace, which is $25 at this point, and send it to him.
Or you could just get a land and draw a little doggo resting
That would work.
on it.
A little doggo.
All right with that. And the dog's name is Ted.
Man. That was really quick. All right. That's what we kind
Look
of
at
needed
us.
to be here. That was, you got
Yeah,
one.
we kind of needed that.
That was really
we
good.
kinda-
All right.
Alex was saying that I need to blind guess counterspell.
Just
And then I was like, is it yours tonight? He's like, well, no, but I don't even remember what my,
what his
My
pick is
input was.
anymore.
yeah, he doesn't know what it is.
All right, you guys can submit those to CommanderSmiths@gmail.com, and that is the way, or if you're on the Discord, you direct message me with that as well. That is the way to get those. Remember, 5,000 EDH rec decks. We are moving into week 2, and once we get to 4 weeks, we'll add more to our ante. So, all right, we move
Esper. We should have the Esper one.
into This?
Esper Triumph.
Secret.
Yeah, that one.
Secret Lair Breakpoint. It's a secret. I love that we're from the 90s and all that. Grew up in that because all we do is play bits from the 90s.
X-Men, X-Files. Maybe it's just an X thing.
Yeah, you mentioned that the first time I played that.
Mortal Kombat 10.
All right, so we did get a new Secret Lair that is dropping in 2 days. Actually, by the time this cast comes out, it will be, I think, coming out at that point because it says May 4th. And what do we have in it, and what is it called, Lowery? Do you have it all pulled up in front of you there, buddy?
Right. Yep. So this is Magic the Gathering announces that this is the title of the article. All right, sorry. New Pride Secret Lair to raise funds for the Trevor project.
There we go.
There we go. And there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cards in this. It's $40 for the non-foil, $50 for the foil version of it. Okay, so there's Soul Ring. I don't like the art.
So, borderless.
Just throw that out there.
Soul Ring.
No one asked my opinion. What do you want?
It's
Yeah,
everything in this is borderless, so that we can just get that out of the way.
I don't know. I'd say this kind of has a border to it, but I guess it's borderless. I don't know.
No, it only has the border
Right.
and they're the
Here.
bottom. Whatever.
It looks like there's a string that goes down it. All right. Next one I think is the big pull here is Mana Confluence.
Yep.
That's an expensive card. Next one is Triumphant Reckoning, which is a new card from
Commander Legends.
Kamigawa.
Or is it
I
Kamigawa?
like this one. Where do you think it's from?
Oh no, there's a Voyage. Never mind, Commander Voyage. That was the no. Which one is? There's one that's from.
Oh, maybe Artifacts, Enchantments. No. This
Triumph
might be.
from the Commander Legends, wasn't it?
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
You're
yeah.
right. You're right. I was thinking this was something else. I think that one has 4 white. But okay, I don't play that card, obviously. Alesha, Who Smiles at Death, which is a sweet card. I actually really like this art right there.
Mhm.
There is Heartbeat of Spring, which is a card. There's Savor the Moment, which is a cool extra turn, but you don't get to untap. But it's only 3 mana. That's pretty dope.
Yeah.
Collective Voyage, which is a sweet Chandra version.
Mhm.
I like that art. There is Bearscape, which is funny.
It's a funny one. It's a bunch of big bear.
A bunch of bears.
dudes.
Just bears
Yeah.
everywhere.
All kinds of bears.
I think that was it.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay,
That was
so
it? Okay.
let's go over this really quick.
Yeah.
Really focus on the foils. Non-foils work here in this case. There's really 1, 2, 3, 4 main cards in this that really matter. Bearscape is actually, there's only one foil printing, and that one's at about $30. Actually, I think it's higher than that, but I estimated this one to be at 30. So that one's a little up there, but that's not our main guys. Mana Confluence, like you said, that is our main one we're focused on for the biggest prize winner of this whole Secret Lair. There's only been really one printing, and then the what is it? The Avocations or whatever, or the Inventions, whatever one that is, the special printing. So that one has a $60 foil printing and a $42 non-foil printing. So if you're purchasing the non-foils of this, right there, that card pays for your whole Secret Lair. If you're buying it for the foil, this is actually $10 more. It won't necessarily be there right away. I think eventually it'll get there because this does not have a lot of printings. Soul Ring is an interesting one because this is the second time we've seen Soul Ring in a Secret Lair. And so you can kind of go off of those soul rings and go, oh, this is the price of that. Those soul rings are going for low 30s for the non-foils, upper 30s, almost 40 for the foils at this time.
Oh, that was the Black as Magic one, right?
Yep. Which is a really cool soul ring. I love that.
That entire set had fantastic art.
Yeah.
This version of Soul Ring, and we were talking about it on the Discord this week for the basic lands for new Capenna, but like it's just so busy, and I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy the Lost Secret Lair where it was just fucking flibble-dip in all the city areas, and they just had different cards for it. Like yeah, it's just so much going on. Like I don't enjoy it.
It reminds me of, and I wouldn't be surprised if it's the same artist. No, the artist they're all different artists. Yeah. So it looks like the slime art, that they had for the slime art Secret Lair, kind of, in a way.
Okay.
But I would say that this one, this is probably going to be up there around that range too within a year and a half. I mean, that's where we are right now with the Blackest Magic. We're just passing, I think we passed the 2-year mark, and those are about 40, and that's where I want to sell those at, So
okay,
those are the 2 high hitters. Then you also have, like you mentioned, Savor the Moment. That doesn't really have, it has one other foil printing, and that's at $44. And then the non-foil is $15. So, and this is a pretty sweet art. I like the wedding day or whatever, everything that's happening there. It's pretty sweet. That's one of my favorite arts. The Mana Confluence is really sweet. I like Bearscape because it's funny. There's just a lot of bears. There's some burly dudes in there, and so that one was
bears everywhere.
Bears. The other, the other ones are all right with the art. It's kind of cool. A Collective Voyage, Heartbeat of Spring, the Alacia one, and Triumphant Reckoning. They're all going to be between $5 and $10. Like they're going to be huge, but overall,
personally, I really like the Collective Voyage art.
You like that one?
Yeah. I like that a lot.
It's better than what they had for the other. Like, I like this one better than the original Collective Voyage art.
I can see that.
Overall pricing, non-foils, we're looking at 107. Foils, 213. And that's the thing is, what was it? Collective Voyage actually doesn't have a foil printing. So you got to take that into consideration as well, because it's all from Commander products. So, when you take the fees and the shipping and all that stuff, it's $165 for foil. So this cost you $50. You could potentially sell Mana Confluence. If there was a duplicate in here, if you had like 2 of everything, this could be a break point of 0, or 1. Like you buy 1 and it pays for itself. So realistically, it's a break point 2. So you buy 2 of these, you get 1 free, all your money back.
But for free shipping, you're going to need to buy 3.
Yeah, because it has to get over 100.
Over 100.
But it's
so if you buy 2 of these, it'll be $49.98.
Have you done that? Have you tried to do just 2 and then it didn't give you free shipping?
It has to be 100. Yeah, I've done that.
That's weak. So buy 3.
Buy 3.
Buy 3, get free shipping.
Make some money.
This is one of the better ones, especially if you don't have these cards. I don't think I have Mana Confluence. or Savor the Moment, or Bearscape. I don't think I have Bearscape either. So I'm
I
gonna
have
get
them all.
get
You
back
got
to
it?
the
You got it?
page.
I got it.
Good
Oh,
you.
did you do it at the same time? That was an echo
Maybe.
right there. That was pretty sweet.
That was kind of cool.
So yeah, this is definitely a buy. This is one of the better ones. I like these where it isn't a huge super drop because it's easier to calculate the shit out and figure out if
Right.
it's good or not.
Right.
So yeah, May 4th is when it goes on sale. I don't know. Did it say how long it will go on sale for?
I don't know. All right. I'm not
And we'll have
reading
more coming
the
in
article.
June. Yeah, I don't know. So Secret Lairs are always a good thing to get. So all right, let's move on to the main topic here. Top 10 Commander cards for new Capenna. So what do we got here, Larry?
So it'll start May 4th. End date for it was not announced.
Okay. So let's move into this. We have 10 cards where we're taking the commander set and we're taking the set proper. And we mixed them all together and picked out the 10 best cards that we think are good for commander, like the best 10 here. And then at the end, we'll kind of go through 2 of each that we think, not necessarily from this top 10, but 2 cards that we think you should probably kind of keep an eye on and potentially spec on. So,
Yes.
Lowery, why don't you start us off with our number 10 card, one of your favorite cycles of cards?
It's fine. It's fine. I think it's overrated, but did you set me up for this?
Yes.
Is that why you did it? All right. All right. Essentially, New Capenna has Triomes. They're not called Triomes, and I don't remember any of the names.
I have Jetmir's Garden is the one that I'm going to be using for my Akiri deck. So
Sweet.
it's red, green, white.
I'm not going to remember that.
Yeah.
But it's the opposite. It's the friendly wheel that's going on. So there's
They finished off the cycle of it, so now we have all 10 at this
Go
point.
back to Shards of Alara if you want to see those pairings. That's what it does.
No, it's not shards.
Esper is
What?
Jund.
do you
Esper.
Why are you saying shards of Alara? You mean the other 5?
No, that's
Wasn't it from?
What?
Wasn't the other 5 from the Ikoria?
yeah. No, those. Yes.
Oh, you're
I'm
saying
just
the
color
pairings.
pairings.
The
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I was
Jund,
like, no, the other 5
Esper.
are from Ikoria. Yeah, I got you now.
I'm just a boomer. Let me be. So they're sweet. They're going to be played a lot. Don't trade them away. You're going to use them.
Yeah.
They're fetchable. You cycle them for 3. They're really good.
Yep.
So that is
All
our
right.
number 10.
Number 10. All right, number 9 is, this one's going to be interesting because it's going to be a way to do some graveyard removal while at the same time you could potentially get a huge ass creature, but it's unlicensed hearse, and this could potentially go in every single deck because it is an artifact. It is also a vehicle. It has crew 2 and it's a star. So its power and toughness is equal to the number of cards it's exiled. Now, so what its ability is, you can tap it to exile up to 2 target cards from a single graveyard. So you can't split it up. You can't go, I take 1 there and take 1 here, but it's, you look at 1 and you take 2 out, and then its power and toughness equal the amount of cards that have been exiled with that. So this late game, if you get this out early enough, could be a huge fucking creature. And it's only a crew 2, so it's pretty sweet in that.
Pretty easy to do.
Yeah.
I think, we talked about this earlier off cast, but like if it is early, I think it's a really good card. But if it's later, it's only okay.
Mm.
And it's not necessarily the best graveyard hate, so the question ends up being like, where's the balance? Do you just need something that can be also a threat? This could go in there.
Yeah. But this also fits in decks that don't have that ability as well to remove the graveyard, so that's I think why
there's
it makes
enough
it on our
artifacts
list.
that do it though. So
Yeah, but
I mean,
to have the body on it too, that kind of helps a little bit with a little
for
bit
sure,
more.
that's the unique part. That's the part that makes you kind of go like,
makes you go,
how good is this?
Yeah.
I think that's the interesting part. I think that's why it's here. And so I kind of don't like that this glass doesn't hold two beers.
You're pouring 2 beers into that thing there, huh?
Yeah, of course I do.
Oh, good for you.
Look at that. Don't spill it, Lowery. Ooh, that's a big guy right there. All right, so that's Unlicensed Hearse. That is our number 9 spot. Lowery, where do we got for number 8?
We're gonna go with one that I really like, and we'll talk about it a little bit later too. But Rumor Gatherer, 1 white elf wizard, 2/1. It has Alliance. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, scry 1. If this is the second time this ability has resolved this turn, draw a card instead. And so, let's say 4 creatures come into play. They don't have, it's tokens. It doesn't have to be non-tokens type thing. So it's really cool. But it's, it's scry, draw, scry.
So even when you pass
that's pretty powerful for white.
For sure.
I don't know if you agree with this connection, but this seems like a white Beast Whisperer.
Yeah.
That's on cast. This is but you don't get to
ETB.
draw every time. It's cheaper, but it can't block. The other one's 2/3, but it's 4 mana. Like I go back and forth, but like this is a pretty good card for white.
I would say because for white, this is up there with it, because
but isn't that like every good card that white has? For white, this is very good.
Right, but but this doesn't have that disadvantage where at least it doesn't say if this is the second time you've cast this spell, you can draw a card as long as you have less cards than target opponent. Like that's something that white would do.
Yeah, but it's something that you can control.
Yeah. So this there is no downside to this. You could drop down 10 creatures and you'll get a draw off of it, but you're also going to scry 9 times. So that's it would suck if the card that you like is the first one, after that's your draw, and then you're like,
that's fine because you got what you wanted.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, it's a great card to have in white. It's an uncommon, so there'll be some things that need to be talked about later. But yeah, this is a very, very good card, and that's why it is at our 8 spot as our only uncommon that is on this list. All right, so then we move into number 7. It is another Alliance card. This is from the Commander set. The first ones were both from set proper, the first 3, and this one is the first Commander card. And this is Rose Room Treasurer. It is 3 and a red for a 4/3 Ogre Warrior, an Org Warrior. It has Alliance as well. Whenever another creature enters the battlefield under your control, so it does the same thing that we were just talking about, create a treasure token if this is the first or second time this ability is resolved. Otherwise, you may pay X and this deals X damage to any target, not just target creature. You could hit a player. This could be just burn to the face. You can start pegging out creatures, and it doesn't matter how big the creature is. You just need to have the mana. So at the very least, you're playing a creature, you're getting ramp with it and with it as well. So you play one creature, you get a treasure token you can use for later turns. You play your second creature, you get another treasure token, and then it has built-in little bit of removal on it, spot removal.
Do you know the card Mana Echoes?
I do know it, but I don't. I know what the card is, but I don't know what the card does, but I know the name.
But it creates mana for whenever a creature comes into play that shares creature types and stuff that.
Yep.
And so this feels like a win con with it, even though that has plenty of win cons. But like you're having creatures come into play, you're creating a ton of mana, and then you're just kind of going like treasure, use all of that mana to just nug somebody.
Yeah, this is
or the creatures or whatever,
This
so
goes
it's a pretty cool card.
This goes in. I don't know. It could go in almost every kind of red deck because you're getting a little bit of ramp with it as long as you're using like tokens and stuff. But it really fits in nice like with my Daryl deck because that deals with direct damage. So this one helps with that.
Yeah.
But it also works with treasure type decks. So if you're wanting to use treasure tokens and all that, it helps you.
What do you think about like comparison against like Storm Kiln Artist? Like I don't think it's as good as that, but I think it's a fair comparison.
I think it's a fair
Stormkill.
I don't know. Like, I know, but it's on sorceries and instants though, right?
Yeah.
So that's based. You get a treasure for that. It gets as big as how many artifacts you have. This doesn't need the cast thing. It can be tokens you're dropping out, just like our last example.
Yeah.
I might like this better,
but you only get the 2. But and like Stormkill and Artist, like you're allowed to just kind of like keep on playing your spells, and kind of storm off. So I think that makes it more powerful.
I think they're both hand in hand right there with each other.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. So that is our number 7 card. Now we move into number 6, another commander card, Lowery.
All right. We're gonna go with Grand Crescendo. This is white X instant. Create X 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens.
That is not all.
Creatures you control gain indestructible until end of turn.
Which
I think that's
the key part of it. The tokens is also that's like the bonus. Like really, this is a 2-drop instant. Protect all your creatures, and then if you want, you have some extra mana. And you're like, hey. Let's just drop an army down that are also indestructible. So if you're on the blocking end of things, you can block with all those 1/1s.
It's a huge thing.
And just take
I think
out
it's
stuff.
a really, really cool card. And I love this thing, even though like most of it's like 3 mana for the most part. And this is just 2
at the very least.
Plus that bonus, like the upside is just so cool.
Yep. So yeah, there's other, like you just said, there's others out there, but the 2 part makes it nice, and the potential of really like you could have all your mana open end of the game and you're creating 8 10 1/1 indestructible creatures. So you're either maybe you're on the attack side of things, maybe you're on the blocking. You can take out a lot of stuff. So it's a very, very sweet card. All right, so we move into the top 5. This is where things kind of get a little interesting. I think the abilities of everything is very different. So the number 5 spot is Seize the Spotlight, another commander card. 2 and a red. It's a sorcery. Each opponent chooses Fame or Fortune. For each player who chooses Fame, gain control of a creature that player controls until end of turn. So you get to choose it because it's not letting them choose. They have to have a creature though. So that's the only drawback is if you do this and one person doesn't have a creature, then you're kind of screwed that way.
Yeah.
But most people don't want you to take their good creatures, especially if you have a sack engine on the board. If you have some way of Ashnod's Altar, they're like, no, I'm not going to choose that one. So if
we're going to let you do the second part of the card.
So I also untap those creatures. They gain haste until end of turn, like the normal stealing stuff does. The second one, if you choose Fortune, for each player chooses Fortune, you draw a card and create a treasure token. So it's giving you 2 kind of things. You're going to ramp and draw off of that as well. So this seems pretty freaking sweet.
And so, like, I think we went back and forth about this. Like, this, at the beginning of making the list, was in, like, my 3 spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just think of, like, just the combinations of how it goes. Like, it could be, red 2 colorless sorcery. It could be draw 3 cards, create 3 treasure.
3 treasure.
That's really good, right? That's really, it's not quite like Jessica's Will good, but it's right there at that aspect. Or it could be 3, like steal 3 creatures for 3 mana. That's crazy good because most of that is 3 to 4 mana.
Just
instant speed sometimes.
To steal 1. Yeah,
just to steal 1. So like, and then any combination, like if you're stealing 1, drawing 2 treasures, this is all just for 3 mana. It is a huge boon. At this point, this might be Red's best like draw spell. Like I just said, this is, I think, a step behind Jessica's Will.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica's Will is a fucking like $15 card.
My only issue with it is that if you do this and somebody doesn't have a creature or they just have like maybe tokens, then it's kind of a fizzle on that player. But for the most part, you're going to be able to take, like, they don't want their commander to be taken. They don't know what you're going to do with their commander. You can't touch your grubby hands of my commander. So most likely they'll be choosing the drawing and the treasure. So yeah, I can agree with that, especially for 3. That's kind of ridiculous. It's a ridiculous card.
Maybe worst case scenario is steal 2 shitty creatures, draw a card, treasure.
Yeah.
Because if everybody has a shitty creature to steal, either you're not casting
why
it,
are you playing
or
it?
you're already winning.
Yeah.
Like you don't need it. Like, I don't like dead cards like that, but I don't know.
No, that's good. That's why it makes our 5 spot. What do we got for number 4, Lowery?
Okay, you caught up. All right. Professional Face Breaker is at number 4. 2 and a red, Human Warrior 2/3 Menace. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. So if you hit 3 players, you get 3 treasure tokens. That's something that I missed off the bat. And then the really cool thing is sacrifice a treasure, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. Play allows you to do a land.
Yes. So that's kind of the nice thing there. It also has like the menace being on it. It has evasion built in on it.
True. Yep.
So that can help you at least get maybe one of the treasures. But if, like you just said, if you hit multiple players, you could get 3 treasure tokens and potentially get 3 cards. I mean, you have to play them that turn, but you play it right, it's giving you card advantage right there. And if you build it with the treasure type deck, holy shit, this turns out really good. But by itself, if it's not even a treasure focused deck, I think it's still a good card because it's not just this one, it's your other creatures. So whatever your other creatures are doing, you can still get treasure tokens and get card advantage from that.
And kind of a cool thing, if you're able to like look at the top of your library and you can just be like, exile or sacrifice a treasure, get rid of that card, move on to the next one. Like you could just maybe start going through your deck, getting rid of cards you don't need.
Yeah.
That seems pretty cool to me too.
Yeah.
So the card seems really powerful. And I like it a lot.
I like. All right, we move into our number 3 spot and probably our most surprising card in the top 10 list here, and it's at 3, is Bootlegger's Stash. So this is that artifact that is 5 and a green. We might get a lot of heat from this.
I don't know if
it
we
is
will.
an
Nobody
artifact.
actually cares about what we say.
Lands you control have tap, create a treasure token. That's it. That's all it does. That doesn't seem that good, does it? Sure it does, because you freaking turn your lands. You have 6 land open. Let's say you tap this and you'd have 6 land. You'd have 12. That's a lot, but still your next turn, you're turning your 6 land. You just tap them all and make more treasure. It's just, this can be crazy. And I'm excited for this for Akiri because Akiri is going to get fucking huge. Imagine
I think that's the big thing is that there's so much artifact synergies, especially with like them pushing treasures and clues and stuff like that, that this is good.
Yeah.
Because, and like the price tag is going to say, hey, this is a good card. But like right off the bat, I was like, oh, that's good. And I was like, is this very different than like Crewfix or the Commander Legends one that are artifact that just like hold on to mana? And it's like, you know what? It is better just for the artifact synergies and sacrifice synergies. Like Korvold is already a crazy ass deck.
That's
like
a good point with
this
that one.
might not even fit in there, but you know, creating tokens, it's it's just going to be a really good card.
Mazarek is green black.
Right.
Holy shit, that'd get crazy. And then think of this with like, well, we had talked about the obvious ones is what is it? It's not Azusa Lost but Seeking. That's the 2 land. What is the untapping at every Seedborn Muse? Seedborn Muse effect with that. Or you're untapping whatever.
I think everybody,
that's like the easy one there, but
that is.
But think
crazy.
of like Academy Manufactor, like creating those treasures and also creating clues and creating food. Who cares about fucking food? Food's pointless, but it's there. It's artifacts.
Just stuff to sacrifice.
Yeah.
Remember when we played that game and I was able to just sacrifice tokens? Like that allows you to do that.
Oh, good for you.
So, I mean, like, it just creating those tokens that are artifacts, like, creates a lot of synergies. That's better than something like Crewfix, the god Crewfix, or Upwelling. Nobody plays Upwelling, but it's a good card.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on it. Don't trade it away because you don't think you're going to play it.
No.
It's fucking good.
Yep. I'm waiting for the price to hopefully get down a little bit further so I can buy one because I did not open one of these.
Yeah, I did not get one either.
But yeah, that's a good point. If that's number 3, what makes it to number 2 and 1? So what do we got for number 2, Lowery? Oh man, this card's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, so this is like the more we talked about this, the crazier it got, and maybe we're missing something here. But so it is an enchantment. Protection Racket. It's 2 and a black. At the beginning of your upkeep, repeat the following process for each opponent in turn order. reveal the top card of your library. That player may pay life equal to that card's mana value. If they do, exile that card. It's gone. Otherwise, put it into your hand. And so either
you're getting a card.
It's drawing. Yep. Best case scenario, you're drawing 3 cards plus your normal draw card, which seems insane.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or people are just taking life. And like I've, in the right kind of deck, but this doesn't even have to be in the right kind of deck.
Yeah, no, this needs
right. If it's a land, they're just going to take the life and
not take anything, and
it's not going to be anything. So, and more likely that'll at least show up at least once.
Yeah, 1 in 3 chance of getting that
out of the 3.
If you
I would just say build a better deck.
Build a correct deck, you should be hitting probably one of those would be line. I think what people might be missing, and this might go down lower, is people don't like having their own shit milled away. Kind of milled away in a way. It's exiled.
Yep.
I mean, that's why people hate when I was playing Brewvac, mill players just get, so some people can't get over the fact that, oh shit, I would have had that card, but your deck can be mixed up at any point. You don't, the bottom of your deck, you're never going to see. So who cares? It got taken away. I think with that potential, this might drop lower, but I think give it a little bit, and this sucker is going to be up there. Like this should be in almost every black deck. So it's such a good advantage right there. Or you're doing damage to people. Like that's freaking crazy. Imagine if you have a big fucker deck, and so you're like, Blightsteel Colossus, you want to take 11, or do you want to give me that? Oh, okay, I'll take it, thank you. Or they're taking 11 fucking damage.
Yeah,
it is not even damage; it's a loss of life, right? It's player loses life.
Like,
so you're not
like this goes probably in like Jeremy's Mogus deck or Trombley's old Rakdos deck. Like, it's good. But I mean, just in general, like if you're just drawing an extra card off of it, that's good.
Yep, that's worth it right there.
And it goes, I think it's easier to cast.
It's an enchantment, which is normally one of the harder things to get rid of what people normally get rid of out of all our stuff, even though Staple Versus will tell you otherwise from week to week.
Like Phyrexian Arena is, Phyrexian Arena is a really solid card. And if this can draw you 1.5 cards per round rather than just 1, and your opponents are losing life rather than you, this is probably on that level.
Yep. I agree.
I think it's good. I think it's crazy. And the more we talk about it, the more it's like, this is really good.
All right, we get into the number 1. It is Smuggler's Share. This is a enchantment for white. So, of course, more white. I think white makes our top 10 list at the number 1 or 2 spot almost every freaking time we do this. But it is 2 and a white for an enchantment. It is from the Commander set itself. At the beginning of each end step, draw a card for each opponent who drew 2 or more cards this turn. Then create a treasure token for each opponent who had 2 or more lands enter the battlefield this turn under their control. Fetch lands. So this is just, it's not a play behind thing. It's just kind of keeping those players under control that are drawing a lot of cards. Maybe on, like, imagine if it's not just one player or it was 2 players that drew more than 1 card in one person's turn. You're drawing 2 cards there, right? At the beginning, draw a card for each opponent who did it. Yep. So each time, or if somebody waits to crack their fetch, which a lot of people do, they wait until it's about to be their turn. Now, if you're doing that, you could potentially get 2 treasure tokens before that happens. It's just, this is a fucking good card, and it's great for white. And does it take like a Smothering Tithe angle? Like, is that going in every single deck? Because I guess it depends on your play group. Us, yes, because a ton of us play fetches.
This is the part, like, I like this version of like card draw hate and card, ramp, like,
because it's not
Hull Breacher. Yeah. It's not Hull Breacher. Where it stops people from drawing. It's like, oh, you're doing drawing, I get a bonus as well, rather than you don't actually get to do it.
Yeah.
And so I like this version. It should be, that kind of stuff should be here in white. And you can set it up to whereas, you have a Howling Mind deck where everybody's drawing extra cards anyway.
Yeah.
And so you're setting it up. No matter what, you're just getting one draw. By the time it comes around, that's enough.
Yeah.
That's enough, baby.
That's enough.
But I mean, there's plenty of things that you can kind of work with this. And there's enough drawing that goes on. There's clues everywhere. There's, cycling decks. I think, I think it's a really, really good card. I don't know if it's at the beginning. I don't think it's as good as
Smothering Tithe.
Right. Like Tithe is abusable.
Yeah. But this is also getting you that draw part where Tithe is just token part. It's just the treasure tokens.
Yeah.
But I think you're most likely getting tokens from Tithe. Like when it comes around to your turn, you have 3 tokens. This isn't a guarantee, but it is. I mean, with our decks, we don't play as many tutors. Fart sound. Oh, I do have it. There we go. So what we do instead is we have to do a lot of card draw. So this would be really good in our play group to play because you and I are most likely drawing more than one card each turn if we can. Otherwise, I'm on the wrong page. I thought I was on. I meant to do build a better deck.
I would just say
there
build a better deck. So yes. When are you doing a proxy of this?
Yeah, that's funny. If you were watching the video while we were talking, I looked down to write Smuggler's share on this piece of paper because I'm like, this is my next week's proxy I'm making.
And can you get GIMP masks on the raccoons?
They already have it. Like they have their own masks on.
They do.
All right. So those are our top 10. Let's move into our 2 specs from this set. Oh, I do have the button. I brought that back. It's here and there we go.
1
spec. It should say 2
to
specs.
rule them all.
It should say 2 specs, but that's all right. So, all right. So we have our 2 specs from this set to kind of take a look at. It doesn't mean go out and buy them right now.
Correct. Yep.
Typically,
mine are.
Here's typically the lower prices are going to be in the next few weeks. We're not quite at peak at this point. The really big Commander staples, if like our number 1 we just talked about, if Smuggler's share was at like under $10 at this point, I would have said pick it up now.
Yep.
Pick it up.
Yep.
But it's not. It's $25. So I'm waiting for that one to hopefully come down a little bit.
It's like get it just so you don't get like.
Right.
I mean, you might already be priced out, but like I bought all the Commander decks. They're all coming, so I'll get one.
Oh, good for you. No, I got it too.
I would suggest when they're doing this, are you pressing the button?
No, I was getting my buttons ready to do for you.
I just think when it comes to these 5 that come out once a year, like last year's Strixhaven, pick them all up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of great cards. They concentrate really well on new cards.
Yeah.
And they're hard to get. They're not going to show up in standard sets or master sets very often. And so I would suggest getting those, especially this one. There's a lot of really solid cards. Like I think I want to say like 6 to 8 of them were from this top 10 were from the Commander sets.
Yeah, I
didn't actually do
1, 2, 3,
work.
4. Oh, we did 5. 5 and 5.
Only 5?
5 and 5.
Jesus.
Yep.
There's a lot of good cards there, though.
But there was a lot on there. And the thing is like you said, that they have the Commander sets now and everything, but this is when they do the 5 of them, that is your main one. So last year's was Strixhaven. That was a good one to pick up. This is also the time. We haven't really bought the Commander sets from the other ones. It's more of picking the singles.
Because I think the other Commander sets throughout the year are
not as good.
They do really well with the reprints at this point. They've done really well. I'll give them that. But like when it comes to new cards, which is what I'm looking for, this is the time to go in and get them.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm trying to see. I had my pricing. Oh, there it is. Okay. So we have 2 cards each that we think that you guys should keep an eye on and just pick them up. We're not going to go too in depth with it because we've talked about most of these. We got to get yours on there.
4.
Yeah. So I'll start since you started the top 10 list stuff. So my first one is Professional Facebreaker. I would say kind of go for the full arts if you can find those. I have on my notes to kind of try to pick them up between $4 and $5. I think that this one down the road, probably not that far down the road, is going to be a 10 to 15, maybe even a 20 with that full art. There isn't foils of this one, or there is foils. Sorry, this is the one that does have foils.
Yeah.
The full art foils are quite a bit expensive. I think they're in the 20s, if I remember. I don't have that pulled up right now.
At least for foreseeable future, they're going to keep pushing treasures.
Yes, treasures are a thing, and I'm glad. I like treasures.
Yeah. You know, Commander Legends 2 is in a month.
Yeah.
Essentially. And that's D&D inspired. There was a lot of treasure in that one as well. Like, it's for sure getting good in the next set. Like, so I picked up one. I should have probably picked up the other two because I got one non-full art for $3, and then there was two there full arts for $4. And I'm kicking myself for not getting the full arts.
Yeah, because I think the full arts are. I picked them up today, a few of them, and they're up over $5 at this point. So, and there wasn't a lot of inventory there. That's also a side note to things, especially the Commander full arts. Either there isn't a lot of collector boosters or set boosters being opened, or the ones that I was looking at have really been bought out because there really was not much inventory on TCG.
And I know this is a small sample size from our Discord, but there were definitely a couple people like Nick and Jacuzzi for sure were like, I don't like this set. I'm not buying a box. I'm not buying packs. This is singles only. Yeah. And I wonder if that is a reoccurring theme and feeling across it. And so I think there's between the two, I think if I had to choose between buying a box and the 5 Commander sets,
Commander sets,
I'm going to buy the Commander sets, especially how I pulled last Thursday. Fuck that box.
Oh man,
pain and bitterness.
If you guys want to hear Lowery depression, you could hear it as it went along. And by the time it was done, it was like we got done recording, and I was just like, I feel like I need to go because Lowery just needs to go cry by himself for a little bit.
I was just sorting. and listening to you breathe. That's fine. That's all I needed. Sustenance.
All right. So what is your first one for specs on this list?
All right. It's going to be Rumor Gatherer. Like I said, I think this is White's version of Beast Whisperer, and we have said that is a spec as well. That's a cast trigger, non-tokens. This is tokens. Doesn't care about casting, but it is mostly scrying. But I think this is a really, really good card. It's super cheap. If you come along this in your bulk boxes in your command or in your LGSs, just pick them up
and put them in.
Buy them for 20 cents or whatever they're going for. I wouldn't, I think this is a $2 card. I think the foils are going to be really cheap. I was picking them up in the bulk boxes today. I didn't get any foils, but I think it's a $2 card, non-foil. Foils beyond that. There's also, it looks like a
showcase. The
showcase. Is there a showcase or just a promo?
Is that what it's supposed to be? A promo? Maybe it is a promo.
I think it's just a promo. Yeah.
Yep, promo pack. You're right.
And so that promo pack that's expensive. That's at $3.94, and that does look good too. Yeah. But that just shows the potential there because that is at $3.94 right now,
and the regulars are 25 cents. So yep, that tells you right there.
So I think the difference in there, if you can get some really cheap foils, go for that as well. Mm-hmm. So that's my thinking. It's just a really cheap in. If you spend $2 on this, you can get 8 of them, and you can easily turn. I think this again, it's a $2 card in my mind, and if it isn't, it's highly usable. Mm-hmm. So either way, it's fine. I'd buy this card for 20 cents and at least buy 4 of them and just fit them in decks.
I like the angle of getting them in foil or even spending a little bit more and getting that promo one. Cause I think I don't know
if I would right now. It's one of those.
Wait a little bit. That's all this really quick. These 4 cards we're talking about. You don't need to necessarily get them right away. I know we just said professional face breaker. We maybe get a couple of those because that one just had low inventory of that. But most of these, when we talk about this, is wait a couple weeks because you got to get to peak inventory. I think the promo one is the one I'm probably going to go for.
Unless you're really confident in what you're doing, you should just wait for 2 weeks after release in general.
Especially when you start getting the Commander Legends spoilers start coming out. Now people are moving on to the next thing.
Yep.
And that's
for sure. Unless they find a spot if they're good enough to be in Modern or Legacy or Standard. But like I was on the Exile Discord and one guy was asking about that dinosaur that comes into play.
And gives you a land.
Gives you a land. And he was like, I'm going to pre-order them for $250. I'm like, no,
Why?
you shouldn't.
Yeah.
You know, I was just like, just wait
down.
2 weeks and it'll at least be $1 or less.
Yeah.
And he was like, I picked up 6. I'm like, fucking hell. I don't know the guy, so I wasn't going to push it. But
yeah.
You know, some of them I talk with more than others. And that person, I was like, no, you shouldn't have done that. That's definitely a card that's at least $1, if not less.
Yeah. He might get lucky and it goes up to 5 at some point, but does it really? I mean, it's a double green and a colorless, and it does the same thing as the other elves that are I don't know.
What elves has been printed like crazy?
Yeah.
You know, at best those were like $1 or $2.
But with those, it's a 1 green, 2 colorless. You know, it's not a double green. The double green,
but that can be a 5/5 like attacker later on if you have more land. Like so, like it's not unreasonable to be like maybe it gets to 5, but like
no,
I'd say it's like a 5%
I like
chance.
The card. I like having more
like the
of
card.
The green going to fetch for land and stuff like that. But yeah, I would have waited.
But like
a little
long
bit.
term, I wouldn't bank on it being 5. I would bank on it being like $1 or $2.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd rather buy something that's going to be $1 or $2 at 25 cents, like Rumor Gatherer, rather than something at $2.50. That might just be its high because more than likely that's what it is.
And the key thing is with these is you can get a bunch of them and then it's a buy list thing later down the road. You know, you pick up 10 of these for $2.50 and then you're turning around and dropping those out for $20, you know, for the whole thing. Like that's a big win right there. So, all right. So my second one is one we talked about earlier, so I'm not going to go too in depth with it, but it's Protection Racket. It's that black enchantment we had talked about. I would say go for the full arts of this one. This is a commander one. There is no full art foils. It is just the full arts. So they, for some reason,
what are the prices at right now?
$4. $4 for the full art.
$4.
$3.40 for just the regular pack or the commander one.
Both of those seem pretty reasonable.
Yeah.
I'm going to be trying to put most of this stuff on my trades for now because
to get it
on Cardsphere, you can adjust what, you know, your percentages and stuff like that. And then I'll wait and take another look in the 2 weeks and see what I could or want to buy.
Yeah. I got a bunch going out on Cardsphere because I did that whole card online where I opened that was the other thing. There's a video. Kamigawa boxes. They opened 2 of those.
Nice.
I got the Wandering Emperor in that. That's what I needed, and I needed Jin-Gitaxias. Oh, good for me. I do have that open.
Oh, good for you.
But long story longer. So I have that, trying to get those out so I can try to get some of this stuff that I didn't get in our boxes from this. So this is, that'll definitely get on there. So I think this full art is easily a 10 to 15. It could be higher. What were you saying earlier about the comparable?
Phyrexian Arena is a $10 card, and it's been reprinted a couple times.
So I think this could get up there with that. Especially the full arts, because the full arts you can only get, you can't get in the commander sets. It's collector boosters.
The longer the games goes, the better this card gets.
Mm-hmm.
Because at first, people are just going to take the damage, not going to give you the card advantage.
Yeah.
And then once they start getting down around 15 and looking at board states and figuring out how much damage they're going to take, you're going to start drawing a shit ton of cards.
Yeah. And that's when you need it at the end, when you've already used up all your stuff. That's
no, I think the card is really good. So I agree.
All right. And our last spec of this set is,
it is one that did not make the top 10 list, but I really like it. and it's fairly cheap right now at $1.25.
For full
art or non. Yeah, from the commander. It is Family's Favor. It's an enchantment, 2 and a green. Whenever you attack, put a shield counter on target attacking creature. So just one. But until end of turn, it gains whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, remove a shield counter from it. If you do, draw a card. So a shield counter is just that umbral or like totem armor. And so like the big thing is like I think this goes in when you're attacking with one creature, then it's fine. Like with Calamax, I don't care if it deals damage or not. I just don't want it to die when I attack with it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep. And so the shield counter will protect it when it attacks. But also, if it does deal damage, I get to draw a card. I think this can go in a lot of decks. Now, I understand, like, if you're going wide, more than likely you don't want this card because it's just one shield counter.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still going to protect, like, the creature you want to not have die.
Right.
Right. So, and it's cheap.
Yeah, it's only 3,
it's only
and
three
it's
CMC.
continuously doing it. And then if you actually get through, it's a draw on it. Yeah, no, that's pretty sweet.
And is that a May? Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player, remove. No, it's not a May.
No,
so if it deals damage, you have to remove the shield counter. But you can have multiple shield counters on there. Like,
well, it does if it's the same attacking. I was just reading that it says until end of turn, that creature gains whenever it deals combat damage. So if you've attacked with a bunch of things that have shield counters, it's only the one that this is putting that counter on.
Yep.
So, but it's protection for your attacking creatures, and it's only $1.25 for this for 3. It's not like, it's funny. I don't know why this in my head, how many creatures are on this. This enchantment makes me feel like it should be 5. But it's only a 3 cost. I don't know why. Like I looked at this card and I was like,
I don't know.
It's
either.
4 colors and a green, but it's 2.
If you go tall, if you're a Voltron player or you have big creatures, I think this is what you want. I think this is a great card in there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is going to work in Neith. I think this works in Xenagos. I think this works in like Enchantress style decks where you're piling it all up on one creature, like Ural or, like I think it fits a lot of different themes. And so I think it's pretty underrated right now. I would probably wait on this too, because I think it is underrated enough that it turns into a, I don't know how much you care about, but we're going from $1.25 to 75 cents to 50 cents. But I think you'll be able to find this in 50-cent boxes here soon enough.
And then
and that's when I would pick it up.
Yeah. Then you're probably looking at what, $3 down the road, $3 to $4 down the road, maybe higher.
Yep. I think that's a fair assessment. 3-ish. I'd go 3-ish.
And that's huge if you can get it for that cheap. So,
yep.
Okay, now we are done with that, and we are going to move into this.
Whew.
Round 1.
Excuse me, I believe you have my stapler.
Fight!
Staple versus! I'm just putting on the crown right now.
That's accepted. Dude, last week was Vandal Blast versus Meltdown, and Vandal Blast won.
Oh,
by a large margin. Apparently I'm bad at this.
No, you let me pick. That's what the deal is. Vandal Blast. I mean, it was pretty even across the board. It was 80% on Twitter. It was 79% on YouTube. 63% on Discord because 19% of the people voted for a potato, which I consider that my vote. I would say.
What? You don't like potatoes.
I know, but that's why that vote is there. They'd rather vote potato than vote for Vandal Blast win. Anyways, Vandal Blast kicks some ass. I have the crown this week. But this next one, this week's staple versus
that's actually a really good point about
is going to be
potato.
What about the potato? That it's
well, they'd rather vote for a potato than Vandal Blast. I think I agree with you now. That's a good point.
So what do we have? This might be a battle here, buddy. What do we have?
This could be a good one
for Staple versus this week.
All right. You want to read your
Oh,
card?
yeah, I guess. No. Really quick, how Staple versus works is we have one spot left in this deck. You guys have to choose what this last spot is. It doesn't matter what everything else is before that. This is the only spot. So in this scenario, we are dealing with a black and blue at least deck, and we are trying to get our draw on in this. And so we have 2 cards, and you guys have to make the decision by either voting on Twitter, voting on Discord, or voting on YouTube. What are we dealing with today, Larry? Get us our matchup.
Adam is going with Rhystic Study, which is it's a pillar of the Commander community, and so is Necropotence, which is what I'm going to be doing. What do you mean? Look, Necropotence was so good that it was actually banned in multiple formats, to whereas like Rhystic Study is just like really kind of good.
It's because Necropotence is for freaking combo players. That's all it is. It's combo.
And combo players are legitimate players. They're okay.
This is for CEDH.
They are our friends.
We're talking about
friends.
EDH. We're not doing CEDH at this point. That's a CEDH card.
It can be whatever you need to be. You can't just change the rules. It's whatever somebody wants to use.
Do you have it in one of your decks? Because you don't play CEDH. Do you have this in a deck? You don't. I wasn't sure about that answer, so I was like, does he have Necropotence? I'm gonna go off on this one.
I don't.
It's because you're not a combo player.
Might. I'd have to think about it, but I don't think I do. Okay, let's figure out what this does.
What does it do? Yeah, sorry. We kind of jumped.
Necropotence is an enchantment that is black. Skip your draw step, which doesn't sound good for drawing cards.
That sucks. You skip your draw step. It sounds
awful.
Dude. That's terrible.
Whenever you discard a card, exile that card from your graveyard.
Holy
Look at
shit,
all of these,
like we suck again,
right? You have to put these bad things on it just to make it really good, rather than like bannable. And so this is
man. Okay,
this is the
that's
good
it.
part.
That's it for
Pay
that
attention.
card. That's it for that card. I'm gonna go on to Rhystic Study.
That is not it.
That's all that card does.
Your pie hole. This is pay 1 life, exile the top card of your library face down.
Ass up.
Put that card. I love pie. All right, put that card into your hand at the beginning. Put it into play.
Look, you're trying to make this like better than it is. Like, put this into play and you win.
I don't need to. That's how good it is. I just because I misspeak doesn't mean that like people know how good this is. Necropotence, like, oh, how many cards do you need? You get that many cards.
Yeah, but it's at the beginning of your end step.
Get them.
So you
gotta wait until
wait till your end step. So you can't do this on other people's. I mean, you can, but you won't get to draw those cards. And
you definitely can. So if somebody goes to exile it, you're just going
sure.
Oh, I'm gonna pay 10. I'm gonna pay 20. I'm gonna pay 30.
Yeah, sure.
Are you in a life gain deck? This card's crazy.
Oh, so now we're in a life gain deck that's blue and black, and it's a.
Are you is a question.
No,
I'm just asking the audience.
This is a triple black and a blue deck. It's a triple black. If we're in another color, you're build a better deck.
I think Zur the Enchanter would be the first card that you go to
combo, because that was my big actually that's funny because Zur the Enchanter was my negative on this, and Zur the Enchanter was on the
it's your negative
on the stump.
What do you mean it's negative? You're bonkers. Okay. All right. What is this? Fairly fair.
It is fair.
Really good.
That's exactly what
card.
my plus is.
What is yours?
I have
a
plus.
It's
fair. Rhystic Study. 1 blue, 2 colors. So in this black and blue deck, I don't need to worry about triple blue. It's just 1 blue and 2 colors. And let me point this out. It's blue for you blue players out there. Number 2, you better vote for this one because
it does blow. I agree.
It's blue. It's an enchantment as well. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, you may draw a card unless that player pays 1. How often do people pay that 1? Most people are like, I have this, and this spell.
All the time.
No one.
Like at least 75% of the time.
Don't make it up. Don't start going with the at least 100% of the
50% of statistics is made up.
It's 80. Like 80% of statistics is made.
Whatever. You're the one that took stats. I'm sorry.
So this one is every time an opponent casts a spell. So you are not only like hindering people to like, oh shit, I don't really want him to draw, or people that are casting lots of spells like we do, like we talked about our number one card.
Agree.
Was our number one card in the top 10. This allows you to draw cards whenever players are doing other things, just casting spells. It doesn't
like passive income.
And you can just
I agree.
You're
like the Gary V of Magic.
A mitt full of
You're
cards.
like, all you got to do is buy this, and then you passively draw cards. You don't have to do anything.
Exactly.
This is going to be great. All you got to pay is like 15 cents.
The other thing that's
knock them down
a
from
big
there.
positive is you get to use a digi token and give it to all these players and say, "Did you pay one? Did you pay one?" If you like annoying your other players, that is a way.
Hold on.
Well.
That is for sure a negative.
Did you pay one?
Remember Life Gift when we were playing? When I was like, "Did you play land?" I gained 1 life.
You didn't.
And everybody's like,
you
fucking
didn't have a digi token. The digi tokens
A.
are just nice. The did you do this and did you do that? If you have that, you get to use tokens. It's fun. It's cool.
It's annoying as
That's
shit.
why the digi token's there. You just give it to them and then they have to deal with it. And then if they don't,
are we selling digi tokens? If you want a digi token,
join the Discord.
Then you don't annoy your people. Come and become a patron. We will give you digi tokens that are
replacements for
good. I mean, it makes sense.
You know,
I like them.
It's interacting with your fellow players. If you're a player that likes to,
it's so you're not so annoying, because that's a big thing, right?
Most Magic players love to annoy. I mean, that's why it's on a blue card.
Here's the great thing,
and they like to annoy the people.
This is what Rhystic Study does. You're gonna pay one. You're gonna pay one, and you're so annoying that they want to kill you. They want to kill you because you're just on them all the time. They don't care.
Problem. I'm going to solve it. So for those players that like to annoy the other players, they love this card. For the players that don't like to annoy the players but love this card, they get a digi token and they just hand them out. And if they don't pay the one, you can see it because it's in front of them, you draw your card. It's simple. See, we solved it right there. Now back to yours. 3 black.
Or they could just pay 1.
Pay 1 life.
And then just shut you up.
Pay 1 life. Pay 1. Oh, you're talking about the pay 1. Yes, they could pay the 1.
We meant you could draw. How many cards do you want in your hand? It doesn't matter because you can have them all. You could just put them all in your hand. You do have to discard down to hand size unless you have something
that's life again. Because we're in a black and blue deck with a. Somehow it's a life gain.
Oh, that's a really good point. You have infinite life. You could draw your entire deck. Look how many cards are in your hand. And you have a spell book or Reliquary Tower in play.
So then you don't need a discard.
I agree. You probably have something that's going to allow you to play at instant speed as well, which allows you to play out your deck. The card's bonkers.
You probably have.
Come on.
What's the construct that every time you draw a card, they lose a life? It's not even a construct. The one that I always used to play with. It's in my
you don't get to draw a card. This is an actual draw. Because it's putting the cards
exiled.
in your hand.
Yeah.
Look, this is why you're not good at. This is why you lose all the time in staple versus like.
That could have
been. You don't even know what you're going up against here.
No,
come on.
I didn't even realize.
Scratch that off your notes.
On the
I'm sorry.
Can't use that one.
I mean. Drawing 1 or 2 extra cards per turn is good. I'll give you Rhystic Study is a very good card, but it's not Necropotence. Like Necropotence, there was like a winter named after it back in the day. Like I think it was called Combo Winter. They banned a shit ton of cards.
Oh,
yeah.
Wonder.
Yeah.
Why?
And Necropotence was banned back in the day.
And that's the thing is like it's such a hated card that it's so close to being banned in Commander because it's so bad. It's so bad. Everybody hates it when it's out there. You just know the player that's playing
when you say bad, do you mean good? Is this like
player.
Hip talk?
It's a combo player. Look at
it's
this.
Not a combo player. You can easily play this fairly.
Okay,
You could just be pay 4 life, get up to 7 hand,
Penny
like
Dreadful.
7 in the hand.
Penny Dreadful, not legal. Pauper, not legal. Historic, not legal. Not legal.
What?
Banned Legacy. Banned in Legacy. Restricted in Vintage. The only thing it is in is Commander.
I appreciate you doing my job.
That
was a really good idea. Because guess what? It's so good that it's not legal anywhere.
Isn't banned in anything. No, it's because it's such a douchebag card. If you're a douchey player.
It's even banned in Modern. That's fine.
No, it's not legal. Okay. It's not banned in Modern. It just is not legal. Banned is only in Legacy and restricted in Vintage.
I know.
Is going to be banned in Commander.
I know
What the little note says there is going to be banned in Commander. That's all.
Look,
it's a note I added.
Rhystic Study
I have that
is. Let's just I've been beating him around the bush. Let's just say it. It's a bad card. It's not even good. It's not even good. It's a pretty good card.
What bush
it's
are
a good
you
one.
beating?
That's why we
beating?
chose a really good card to go up against it this time. Because that Cyclonic Rift one was a shit show. So we had to actually go with something good. And look, Rhystic Study probably should have just been compared to Phyrexian Arena. It's not as good as Necropotence. They have to put all of these drawbacks, and it's still better.
It's not better.
It's still better. This is the best card to put cards in your hand.
So,
every version that's like this is banned.
So in our deck that we built,
Grizzleband, banned.
There's a blue.
Yawgmoth's Bargain, banned.
This is a blue and black deck at least, and you want to add life gain. So now we're blue, black, and white.
We don't have to. I'm just saying you could.
Yeah, how you gaining that life, buddy?
What?
How you gaining that
what do you
life?
Mean? What does it matter?
You just gain it. It's just there. Your life goes up. That's how it works. That's how Commander works.
Actually, how about this?
I'm waiting.
How about this? There is Eternity Vassal, which is
it's not a vessel. It's a
vessel. It's a vassal. And when it comes into play, mark your life total. And so whenever you have a land come into play, your life total goes back to what it was marked when Eternity Vassal
so now
comes into play.
We're assuming Vassal is in play for this game.
Yep, we are. And then you pay all that life, and you lose all of that life, and then you fetch in that and have a land come into play, and then you go back to it. You go back up to that life, and boom, that's actually gaining life right there too. That is considered gaining life. But we don't have to in this instance. We just always can just draw as many cards as we want.
Here's how Rhystic Study is. I don't need to depend on a situational thing for this card to be good.
It matters when you're playing against people that play multiple spells in a turn. And so they have to be like small and efficient, and they always have to have lands. Like, it's a really good card against it's like but if you're going against like big fucking beaters and they're just playing one spell a turn and they're just going like, yeah, I'll pay to one. That's fine. It's not a good card then.
Let's let the EDH rec
Necropotence is good
decide
everywhere.
This. 44,000 EDH rec decks. Holy shit, that's a lot for Necropotence. 172,000 EDH rec decks is Rhystic Study. All I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
I think there's a lot of people that want to play Fair Magic. And that's fine. I agree. I don't put Necropotence in my decks because it's too good. That's why I don't have it in anywhere. In Rhystic Study, I try and cut as well because it is quite good, but it makes it in there because
you just said it was bad. You're beating bushes, and then
that was yeah. Wait until after the cast, but all right.
Mm-hmm.
The
Spotted Cow Grand Cru is what I'm drinking at the end here.
Oh, that's a really good point.
From Tyson.
Oh, Grand. I don't know that one. All right.
Yeah.
I am drinking Brass Foundry Brewing Bottom Bouncer Brown Ale. It's
That's a lot of bees.
Yeah.
Just like right. Bees nuts. That didn't make any sense. Bees nuts beating your ass.
Oh, that worked. Other than that last part, that was stupid.
Beating your butt. Lots of bees.
Oh no. All right. I think I won. That's fine.
Yeah. You did. No,
I'm glad that you agreed.
I'm just trying to look. I'm looking. Is there any more? I totally missed the that you aren't drawing, that you're exiling it, so you don't get the draw effects of that. So
agreed. Yep.
But I got
That's
it
probably
eventually.
The biggest drawback.
I got it eventually, right? Yes. No, because I accidentally stumbled upon it. Because then I was like, oh yeah, this would work. And you're like, no, it doesn't. All right. All right. You guys can vote for this. You guys can vote on Twitter. At the poll page there, you can vote on YouTube on the community tab, and you can vote on the Discord. All three places if you like. We will announce the winners next week. All right, if you guys remember, we have the selection show on Wednesday for the matchups on Thursday, And then we have the live battle box opening. Still same rules apply. If one of us loses a pack, we will drink a drink and at the end take the shot. But you guys, the patrons that are $5 or more, will be battling and the winner takes both packs. So this, even if you aren't a patron, this is going to be some drama right there because there's going to be some tears shed.
Drama.
I promise. Somebody watching is going to be like, fuck, I got, let's see what's the second most
on both
card.
cases, they're going to have like a $10 card taken from a $15 card, and that person's going to be fucking rocking.
It's going to be bootlegger.
And then the other one is like, there's going to be like a buck card and a $1.20. Yeah. We're going to be sending stuff that's like $2 in value.
Yeah, it cost us
and
more
then some
for
that
the
are 30. Yep. Hey,
and
that's going to be
that
a
is
great
a side
one.
note
We'll
to
just
it.
have to contact them and be like, do you even want this?
So, all right, you guys can check those out. We, whoa, where did that?
Wow. How rude. Look at this. He's so rude. I wouldn't vote for that guy at all.
I'm cutting all this shit.
I wouldn't vote for him. What a fucking,
What
what'd you have?
All right.
Yeah, broccoli tonight or what?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. We will catch you guys next week or later this week. Thanks for listening. Are you going to do that yet?
Thanks for listening.
See ya.
Bye.
Sega.
I love boobs. I'm talking tatas. I love boobs. I'm
doing the broccoli?
I love boobs.
Yeah.
Thanks for the memories.
Thank you, Alex.
I
Yeah,
love
Ibukaki.
boobs.
It wasn't that bad, the broccoli.